Hi everybody and welcome to the 3-Minute Truth. So for today's video I'm going to talk to you all about the brand new Too Faced Natural Love palette. This is the latest Too Faced palette to hit the market, and those of you that know me know that I am a massive fan of Too Faced palettes. So how do I actually feel about this new release? This palette contains 30 neutral shadows. What Too Faced have done is they have taken their best or most popular shades as well as the odd new shade from previous neutral palettes. Too Faced claim that they are the very first brand to release a nude palette at a time when everybody else was just doing mad colours. We all wore those blue eyeshadows right up to our eyebrows at some point in our life. So this palette has got a whopping 30 shades in it. It is a mixture of mattes and shimmers. The majority of the shadows are shimmers, but there's also a good chunk of matte shadows there. When you swatch these shadows, the shimmers definitely come out on top, because on swatch they look like they've got a great amount of pigment and they feel quite buttery. When you swatch the mattes don't swatch well at all. In fact, when I first swatched the mattes, I didn't hold out much hope for this palette. However, they're actually really quite nice to use. I am not a shimmery girl, so I do tend to focus on the mattes a little bit more, and I found that the mattes in this palette are really nice. There is quite a bit of fallout when you put your brush to the pan, but that generally doesn't bother me all that much. When you're applying it to your eye, there is also a small amount of fallout, but it's nothing really all that noticeable. I do quite like this palette. I find that it's a really good mix of colours in it. You could get quite an awful lot of different looks from it. I think that the mattes are nice. Do they blow me away? No, but I would use them. I think that the shimmers really are quite pigmented. They don't feel chunky on the eye, and both the mattes and the shimmers wear quite well during the day. But there is a downside, and the downside is that this palette comes in at an absolutely whopping €72, and in my opinion, while I like it, while I think the shadows are nice to work with, I don't think it's worth €72. If you are somebody that has an awful lot of eyeshadows, you don't need this palette. It's not going to blow you away. You've got plenty of palettes and plenty of eyeshadows that are just like this. If you're somebody that's starting completely from scratch and you don't really want to buy an awful lot of makeup, then this could be a decent palette for you. I think it has an awful lot of different shades, that it would be a good all-round palette for somebody who just doesn't want to buy more stuff. Overall, I think this is just an okay palette. Have I used it since I got it? Yeah, I've used it quite a few times, but it's not going to be one that I use again and again. It'll be one I look at and go, oh, I forgot I had that, I better use that. Whereas the likes of my Blank Canvas Master Series palette, I have hit pan and I've run out of some colours. So that is the 3-Minute Truth on the Too Faced Natural Love palette.